everyone, it's Charlton, and a second child has died while in the custody of U.S. Customs and Border Protection. Actually, in the early morning hours of Christmas, first he was taken to the hospital Christmas Eve with his father to a hospital or medical center in New Mexico, the Gerald Champion Regional Medical Center in Alamogordo, New Mexico. Cause of death is unknown. He had received treatment at the hospital starting on Christmas Eve. So he went to the hospital on Christmas Eve with a cold, and he actually was detected while he was there that he had a fever. But he was released, and given some amoxicillin, a common antibiotic, and also ibuprofen, an over-the-counter sort of painkiller, but was back at the hospital not long afterwards due to vomiting and severe nausea, and he died a few hours later at that same hospital in the early morning hours of Christmas today. 8-year-old boy from Guatemala. It's been determined he's from Guatemala, but other than that, his identity hasn't been released. And we do not know, it hasn't been the information of where he was detained and when he was detained with his father. Where he crossed is not known. It hasn't been put out there yet. But this is the second child that has now died in the custody of Customs and Border Protection, and obviously it's tragic. It's just an 8-year-old boy, and the fact that he went to the hospital on Christmas Eve and then left and was was released, I guarantee you is probably going to be a point of contention for sure. So, I'm sure we're going to get more information on this now, and I think they've already changed some of the procedures in terms of how I think Congress is required to be notified, but it's already being reported. In the past, with the 7-year-old girl who died while in custody, she had died 7 or 8 days prior to it becoming known to the public, and it was only known to the public through reporting, and it wasn't, the Customs and Border Protection didn't make that information known, and so forth. So, all right. So let me see if I missed anything. In a statement, Customs and Border Protection said the body died shortly after midnight at Gerald Champion Regional Medical Center in Alamogordo, New Mexico. The cause of death is unknown. He had received treatment at the hospital starting on Christmas Eve. Immigration officials say an agent first noticed that the child showed signs of potential illness Monday and brought the boy and his father to the medical center where the boy was diagnosed with a common cold. Prior to leaving the hospital, though, staff found a fever. They discharged the boy in the mid-afternoon with prescriptions for amoxicillin and ibuprofen. But later that evening, the child exhibited nausea and vomiting and was transferred back to the facility for evaluation and treatment, CBP said, before dying around midnight. Officials say the death is under investigation. The Guatemalan government has been notified and is working with the boy's father and family there. The statement from the CBP, DHS has continued to see a dramatic increase in unaccompanied children and family units arriving at our borders illegally or without authorization. CBP added in a statement, consistent with existing law, these individuals are held at federal facilities pending their removal or release into the interior of the United States with a notice to appear at a court hearing. The death came during an ongoing dispute over border security and with a partial government shutdown underway over President Trump's request for border law funding. So, Alamogordo is about 90 miles from the U.S.-Mexico border at El Paso, Texas. Ruben Garcia, director of El Paso's Annunciation House, said Tuesday that he had no reason to believe his shelter had served the family, but was waiting for further details about what happened. Again, it's just not known where they crossed and where they were detained. Here is Alamogordo, New Mexico, right there where that medical center is where the boy died. And it was taken there earlier on Christmas Eve. And here's El Paso, Texas. And apparently there is, I already forgot the name of it, El Paso's Annunciation House, which I assume processes some of the people that are detained by Customs and Border Protection. But I guess they're assuming that if they cross through here, we're detained and possibly processed in El Paso, Texas, and we're being held there. And that's the boy and the father were taken from here to Alamogordo, New Mexico Medical Center. I forgot the name of the medical center. So, but we don't know that for sure. It just seems that's a likelihood. All right, well, that is, we're going to hear more about this for sure, without any doubt. This is the second child that's died while in custody, with everything's going on about the shutdown over the border wall funding, the ongoing caravan sort of crisis that's happening at the border, and on and on. And, yeah, we're going to hear more about this. All right, thanks for watching my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. Give me a like down below, and I will see you in the next video. Later, man.